welcome back. And this episode is all about demystifying the satin stitch. So this one is a pointy leaf, and I know I touched on this in the satin leaf example video, but I wanted to show you an example because it can be kind of tricky. It's a mix between formula and technique. So as you can see, I went in and I did my 2/3 line, but it's technically 1/2. It can go as short as 1/2. I wouldn't go any shorter than that. So now I'm starting my V-shape pattern. If you can see, what I'm doing is traveling like little tiny micro distances and working in like a zigzag pattern. You don't have to do that. You can go in the same consistent direction where you come up through the outer edge into the center, up through the outer into the center, and then the back of your embroidery is going to look almost the same as the front. You can do that if you would like. Whatever works for you when it comes to that kind of stuff. And I will frequently switch between that. Like if I'm just not finding the right hole, if it's just not working for me, I'll just go up through the other side, and it's not a huge deal. Just making sure I'm alternating sides as I'm working. I find that this makes the leaf just look a little bit more even, so I'm not having to go over it later, and I think it creates a really nice texture as well. So I'm just continuing the V-shape, making sure that my stitches are longer every time. After changing out my thread, I always like to start on the outer edge for some reason. I think it just has always helped me historically, but it's not necessarily necessary that you do that. So I'm just continuing to alternate sides, making sure that my leaf looks really even. And then again, once I get to the end of my outline and I can't go down any further, I'm going to start working one side at a time. But you don't have to work one side at a time. You can continue alternating sides if you would like. That's what I did in this example. I just tend to go with whatever works for me in that specific example. Sometimes it's a little bit of technique, and sometimes it's a little bit of just experience. The more you practice your satin stitch, the more intuitive it will be on where to place your thread and so forth. I found in my experience with satin stitch, the more thorough I am, the better results I get. So I'm just making sure that everything is really nice and neat and smooth and filled in. And then at the end, I'll show you what my final finished leaf looks like, and then you should be all set to do as many pointy leaves as your heart desires.